Welcome to the Degenerate Dillon podcast, where Dillon has you covered with everything from spreads to futures to prop bets. Follow him every weekday as we pick daily best bets using stats, analytics, and a little bit of luck. Now here's your host, Degenerate Dillon himself, Dillon Nelson.
Hey guys, welcome back into another episode of the Degenerate Dillon podcast. My name is Dillon Nelson. It is February 18th, 2021. We will do a quick overview of our picks from last night. The first game we were going to pick yesterday was Syracuse visiting Louisville. That game got canceled because of COVID-19 restrictions, so we did not bet that game, and we will check on the reschedule for that game because it is a big game in the ACC. The second game of the night last night was USC welcoming in Arizona State to Pasadena. That line was 10.5 in USC's favor. We bet USC to cover that line, and they did. They won 89-71 pretty convincingly, as they have done pretty much all season long in Pac-12 play. They are undoubtedly the best team in the Pac-12. Them and Oregon will probably battle for the championship in the tournament, and I will probably bet USC to win that game if that does happen, however. Third game of the night was Denver taking on apparently a resurging Wizards team that has now won 3 in a row. We took Denver on the points, and Washington won by 2 points last night. So Washington covered a money line if you took the Wizards. Nikola Jokic had another great game and another loss. He cannot be the MVP of a league on a team that is an 8 or 7 seed. He's just not going to compete with Joel Embiid and the Sixers that have been playing great, and LeBron James and the Lakers that have been playing great, especially with Anthony Davis out. LeBron James is about to put up numbers that are going to give him the MVP. Moving on to tonight's games. So that was a 1-for-1 night. We feel like we would have had a 1-for-2 night. We feel like we would have had a 2-for-3 night, but the game was not played. So we will move on to this evening's games. And the first game that we will look at is Iowa facing Wisconsin in Wisconsin, probably the biggest Big Ten game of the week. Iowa is 15-6. Wisconsin is 15-7. Iowa is 12-9 ATS. Wisconsin is 10-11 ATS. These games these teams are pretty even, and that's why the line is so close. Iowa has the better offense here. They have probably the best offense in college basketball, turning out 87 points a game and only turning over the ball 9.5 per game. Wisconsin scores a 70-point clip, turns over the ball about the same. I guess if I'm going to pick one tonight, I'm going to go with the shooting ability and the offense ability of the Iowa Hawkeyes, and I'm going to take the money line and try to get the return percentage. That's the play here. The play is not Wisconsin take the points. The play is take Iowa and the money line and try to get out of here with a profit. Right now, the money line return would be 14%. So I would definitely take Iowa and the money line in this game. We could talk about stats and analytics in this game. I gave you a few on why I think Iowa would be the play here because of their offense, and I could probably go off in a little bit more on Wisconsin's defense because they have obviously won some games and only scored 70 points a game. So they obviously can play defense. But against a Iowa team that scores so well and has one of the best players in the country in Luke Garza, I think they're obviously the play here. Take Iowa and the money line, try to make some money this evening. Next game, Ohio State facing Penn State in Pennsylvania. The line is Ohio State favored by 4.5. I think it's a great line for Ohio State. I know I've been on the Ohio State train since I started doing the show. If you guys have followed the show, you've noticed that I pretty much every time I get a chance to bet on Ohio State, I do so. I just think they're one of the best teams in the country. I think they were one of the most underrated teams in the country when they were just breaking into the top 25 and in the mid tier of the top 25. They are now number 4. They are now eyeballing that number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, and EJ Liddell is proving himself for contention of the Big Ten Player of the Year. He is absolutely phenomenal. 15.1 points a game, almost 7 rebounds a game. He's a great player. He's undersized, but he is fantastic against people that are bigger than him. Another thing, Ohio State is on a 6-game winning streak, folks. They've beaten the likes of Penn State 83-79. They beat Michigan State 79-62. They beat Iowa 89-85. They beat Indiana 78-59 just the other day. Ohio State with the 4.5 is the play here. That's going to be our lock of the night. Take it, make some money. 4.5, Ohio State. Say it with me. 4.5, Ohio State, EJ Liddell, lock of the night. Moving on to the next game of the evening, which is another Big Ten matchup, in Rutgers facing Michigan. This line is currently at 9 in favor of the Wolverines. Take the Wolverines and the 9. The team rankings pick on ESPN has Rutgers plus the 9 as the pick. I don't think that's right. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. Michigan averages 78.9 game. Rutgers averages 71.8. Rutgers averages 36.3 rebounds a game. Michigan averages 39.4. Michigan shoots 37.9%, 38% from 3. Rutgers shoots 32%. Michigan has only lost 1 game all year long, and it was a fluke game. Take Michigan and the 9. They're going to win this game. They are not going to win, or they're not going to lose. They're 11-3 as favorites against the spread. Take Michigan. Make some money tonight. Quickly moving on to our next game of the day, the early NBA game today, Toronto visiting Milwaukee. Milwaukee is on a little bit of a skid, losing their last 4 games, especially one to Toronto 2 nights ago, 124-113. The line is Milwaukee to cover 6. This game is once again in Milwaukee, as the NBA has done this year. We're doing back-to-back games and not switching locations. I'm going to take the Bucks tonight. I don't think Toronto is going to have another scoring night like they did the other night. I think Milwaukee is a very good team, and a 4-game skid's about as far as that team's going to go. They're not going to lose 5 in a row. I think the play here is to take Milwaukee in the 6 points, beat Toronto probably the same margin that Toronto beat them the other night, about 125, 124 to 110, 111, 112, something in that region. But take the Bucks to beat the Raptors this evening. The Raptors just came off a loss before they played Milwaukee to a terrible Minnesota team. Take the Bucks to win this game and cover the 6. Next game, probably the biggest game of the week in the NBA, is the Brooklyn Nets facing the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers will be without Anthony Davis for the foreseeable future. LeBron James is day-to-day as always. He will probably play tonight. Kevin Durant is out as of this morning. Kyrie Irving is day-to-day as of this morning. If Kyrie Irving plays this game will be close. If Kyrie Irving does not play this game, Lakers cover the 2.5 that is given. If Kevin Durant and Kyrie play in this game, take Brooklyn in the money line when you can get it as soon as you hear the news, because more than likely your bookie or site will take off the game until they reconstruct the line and the over and under. But I would take Kyrie and the Nets plus the 2.5 if Kyrie plays. If Kyrie doesn't play, we're taking the Lakers without Anthony Davis, only with LeBron at 2.5. If LeBron does not play for some reason, which I don't see that happening because he's played in every game, all 30 games, If LeBron does not play, obviously the play here, no matter what, is to take the Brooklyn Nets without their two superstars. But I'm really just generally, as a fan, looking forward to watching this Laker-Brooklyn game. It's going to be a great game, no matter what. I guess, I guess if LeBron doesn't play and Kyrie and Kevin Durant don't play, it's not that great of a game. But if they both play, or if all three of them play, or if everybody plays, you're not talking about Anthony Davis, of course, but if everybody else plays besides him, it's going to be a great game. I love watching LeBron James take on 2 or 3 of the top scorers in the league. The best defensive team versus the best offensive team. It's everything that your NBA dreams want it to be. Watch that game. Bet it. I don't care. I might not bet it. I don't know. We'll see how the injury report comes out later this evening. But that is it for me, folks, on a Thursday, February the 18th, 2021. This has been the Degenerate Dillon Show. I appreciate y'all tuning in with us. If you're seeing this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. Leave us a comment. If you're seeing this on Facebook, leave us a like. Comment below. Disagree, agree, don't care. Share me your picks, your locks of the night. If you're hearing this on Apple Podcast or Spotify Podcast, please hit the subscribe. Please hit the follow. Give us a like, a comment, 5 stars. I am also on Twitter at Degenerate Dill, Degenerate DILL. Come follow me there, where I will also go over different picks, different stats throughout the day as we approach the games. But that is it for me. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We'll catch up with y'all tomorrow. Take it easy.